Welcome back to the Island Nerds. So first order of business, I wanted to officially announce that I'm a sellout. Congratulations, world, you fucking won. I'm on TikTok now. Yeah, if you guys are tired of watching these long ass videos of me and Ryan talking about nerd shit and just want to see the highlights where we're just goofing off and having a fun time, you can find those clips on TikTok now. Pains me to say it, but yeah. Find me on TikTok. It's at Total Nerd Island. Same username, all that crap. Anyways, first order of business, I wanted to talk about the video that I posted a couple days ago. So surprisingly, I got a lot of positive feedback, no negative feedback, which I was expecting. A lot of people found it funny and everything. The people that read the description was like, "Oh my god, that's so awesome of you." So let me just reiterate. I got the idea from a friend of mine who just came out recently. I don't want to say any names in case they, didn't want the general public to know. Anywho, they told me that they made a video and they went on that whole spiel. Like basically the same thing I did, and at the end they go, "I call it pop instead of soda." No, but yeah, I'm totally gay. And so they were like, I did that, and people found it like really funny, and it kind of eased them into the idea of, who they are and everything. So they were like, "What? Like you should make a video like that, but obviously you're not gay, so just leave it at I like gummy worms instead of gummy bears." I was like, "That's really funny, but won't people like hate me for it, or like want to get negative feedback?" And they were like, "I mean, who cares, dude? It's gonna be funny. Just do it, So I did it, and yeah, a lot of people found it funny, so I guess it paid off. But in the description of the video, I basically, like I said, I made it very clear that it wasn't intended to discriminate anybody. I didn't want to make anyone feel bad or feel any lesser for who they are or anything like that. And what I also said in the description was that if anybody, like, if you ever feel alone or are having trouble accepting who you are, you can always talk to me. I'm a great person to talk to. I'm very accepting, very empathetic towards people. I don't want to say empathetic, but compassionate. I never judge people for who they are. You can't change who you are, so why incriminate people for that? It's just who they are. Just be nice to people. That's what I'm trying to say, and accept people for who they are. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. Thank you guys for the positive feedback. I think it was funny and everything. My friend reached or saw it, and they were like, "Oh my god, that was hilarious. I couldn't have, it was better than mine." So Anyways, so that leads me into the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So we did a video on it. We both sounded kind of bored. We were just like, yeah, whatever. We both had a really, really rough day before that. I don't want to go into too many details, but someone we both really cared about had passed away, and it was really hard for a lot of us to deal with it. So we were, dealing with that all day, and we had already made plans to make a Snyder Cut video for that night. So we did it. That was kind of like, I don't want to say we were pretending to be super excited, because we were excited about the Snyder Cut. But it, deep down, we were both, still really hurting. So after that, we watched the episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier together, and then immediately after that, we made that video. And at that point, it was like 10 o'clock at night. We were both exhausted. Like I said, it was a long, really rough day for us. So yeah, basically the whole point of that is we didn't really get the message across that we are really excited for the show. And the reason for me explaining the whole acceptance thing and everything is because I think that's going to be a running theme throughout the entire show of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Bucky accepting the fact that, yes, he was under mind control, so it wasn't his fault for what he did, but he still did those things, and he is the one that has to go make amends. He has to he has to deal with it still. And also with Sam, he has to accept the fact that Steve has passed away. They both have to deal with the fact that Steve is gone. But he has to accept that, yes, the boat has been in his family forever, but you have to, just because you're an Avenger doesn't mean you get a free pass with everything, And he tried not to use it at the bank. He's an honest person. He tried not to use that as an excuse to be like, hey, loan me some money, I'm an Avenger. But he, like, I lost my train of thought, I'm sorry. He has to accept the fact that just because the boat was in his family forever doesn't mean that you need it to, keep moving on with your life. He has to, if he really has to, he has to get rid of the boat so he can pay for his family and everything, his sister and his nephews. And I think another good meme, another good theme for the show is moving on. They both have shit that they have to move on from. Sam has to accept that he has to get rid of the boat and he has to move on from it. Bucky has to accept that he was, a mass murderer basically, and he has to move on from it and he has to do the right thing, take the next right step, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people were so uneasy with this first episode, is because of how real it is. This is probably the realest the MCU has ever been. The world is basically at like a depression because there are people out there who think that the world was better during the blip, and there are people out there trying to make it right, and these two sides keep clashing and nobody really knows what the right next step is. So really all you have to do is trust your gut and do what you think is right, and that's something that hits very close to home for a lot of people. Sometimes we don't know what the next step is, so we just kind of take a leap of faith and hope it works. And I think that's what, I think that's going to be a running theme throughout the show. I think it's going to be both of them coming to terms with the fact that, both of them had a really good friend and he's gone now, so they have to come together and make something work out of it. They, obviously the two actors have been best friends for, like, ever. But the two characters, like, they were both friends with Steve, but neither of them really get along. So they have to come to terms with the fact that, they're all they have. All they have is each other. And they, like, Bucky isn't, like, he doesn't fully understand that. Sam keeps trying to reach out to him. And I guarantee Sam is trying to reach out to him, being like, hey, bud, are you okay? Like, I haven't heard from you in a while. I just want to make sure you're okay with the whole Steve thing. And Bucky just wants nothing to do with him because he hasn't really accepted what has happened, and he hasn't accepted the fact that Sam is, he's a good guy. He's going to be there for him. And I don't think, like, once you lose a best friend, you don't want to just, like, go out and find a new best friend, And I think that's what he's having trouble coming to terms with. So going into Falcon and Winter Soldier, I thought it was going to be like, oh yeah, these two badasses are going to go, like, kick some ass, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. But, like, a lot of these themes and stuff, they're really hitting close to home, and I love it. I love when the MCU gets, like, real, you can fight big purple aliens or a giant robot army all day long, but it's those little character moments that really hit you the hardest. And I think having an entire 6-episode TV show will really give us a chance to really know who Sam is, really know who Bucky is. And I think that's awesome. More character development is always a good thing. And speaking of more character development, time to segue into the Snyder Cut. I just, like, there's really not much more I want to talk about with it. I just want to kind of hit home those themes that I was talking about in Falcon Winter Soldier. So more character development. That was probably my favorite part about the Snyderverse, or the Snyder Cut. I think, so the Flash is my favorite DC superhero. It was Batman a long time ago, but I was salty when I found out he wasn't Marvel, and that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. So it's been the Flash for a long time. And to see that he had some of the most beautiful scenes in the entire movie. He had the most important role. He literally saved the Justice League. Like, they lost. The Justice League lost. The Flash is the one that went back in time and saved all of them. He was just such an important character in this one. And, you know, in the theatrical release, he was like, "Ooh, run around. Ooh, I have to fight some bad guys. Batman, I can't do it. I'll just push some people and ran away." So, like, in this one, to see him, like, literally get shot by an alien laser cannon and say, "Yeah, I just got the wind knocked out of me," and then proceed to turn back time and save the entire goddamn planet. Oh my god. Whew. Just absolute beauty. The whole movie. Zack Snyder, you're officially one of my favorite directors. I think you should be the Kevin Feige of the DCEU. I've had such a hard time. Like, I've wanted to give DC a chance. I always hated DC because I found out Batman wasn't Marvel way back when I was like 5, and I just hated DC for that. And I've wanted to like it again, and like every time a new movie comes out, I like it more and more. Like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Birds of Prey was amazing. I can't wait to see the new Suicide Squad movie. But like, you know, Justice League comes out, and I'm just like, come on, DC, I'm trying to give you a fucking chance. And I didn't like Batman vs Superman either. That was the first movie in my entire life that I had ever fallen asleep to. And I still have never fallen asleep to a movie since then. It like, I gave DC so many chances, and I was like, come on, I just want to like, I want to say yes, I love this to a DC film. And then the Snyderverse comes out. It was 4 hours long, but it didn't feel like it at all. You were engaged the whole time. There was never a moment where I was bored and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep, just like Batman vs Superman. I was engaged the entire time. I had 3 friends over to watch it with me. They were all like talking throughout the movie and just like kind of making jokes about the movie, which is what we usually do when we like go out to see movies with each other. But like the whole time I was just sitting there like, oh, Flash did the thing. Oh my god, Cyborg. Oh my god, holy fuck. You know, so like, I don't know. I guess it's been a long time since I've had that much fun watching a movie. You know when a movie's good when you have fun watching it, you know? I had fun watching Avengers Endgame. I had fun watching the first Iron Man movie when I went to see it with my grandma when I was like 8 or 9 years old, you know? I still remember that to this day. We went out and got Iron Man toys from Target. But yeah, like it made me feel like a child again watching. Obviously, you look around my room, I have Legos over here, and I've got all these action figures and shit. Obviously, I'm still clinging on to my childhood in some way, but to have something like give you that genuine feeling that you're a child again, there's no feeling like it. The last time I felt like that was when Luke Skywalker showed up at the end of The Mandalorian. The time before that was Endgame, and before that, it's been forever. So that feeling comes far and few in between, but when it does, it like you just fall in love with life. I mean, basically, I think that's why I fell in love with the Snyder Cut. It made me feel like a child again. I was so excited and so happy to be watching that movie all the way through. And you know, for those of you that know me, for me to talk this highly about a DC movie, I must have really liked it. So, you know, you guys know. Those of you who did watch it, you hopefully shared the same feeling, because there's no feeling like it. It's, you know, it's next to falling in love. Yeah, so, yeah, I just wanted to give my quick thoughts. I didn't want to make this a super long video. Just kind of like recap and hit the points that I wanted to hit home. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, watch the future videos or the past videos right here. You can subscribe right here. Really helps the channel a lot. A like and a comment is always appreciated as well. Go check me out on TikTok. Oh my god. Oh, it makes me sick. Go check me out on TikTok at Total Nerd Island. All right. Have an amazing day, you beautiful people. Goodbye.